Hey, before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that this review is part of a series of reviews of the 1999 LEGO Star Wars sets, and there is a playlist available where you can see all of them. So now on to this week's review. Hey, what's up you guys, it's MC Lego Boy here with 7151 Sith Infiltrator. 244 pieces and $30 of 1999 LEGO Star Wars awesomeness. So yeah, man, 244 pieces for 30 bucks, not a bad deal. Maybe back then wasn't quite as good as it could have been, but you know, for today's standards, not bad. And then you look at the model and people will complain about, oh man, the thing, whatever, man. It's 1999. Enjoy all the blockiness. I love it. So yeah, Darth Maul is our minifigure, our only minifigure. Ignore this clear brick, and to be honest, I mean, do you really need to see him? I mean, I guess so. Here we go. Here we go. Well, we'll show him off. There, see, torso, because there's no leg printing. So, oh, this was my chance. This was my chance to grab the newer Darth Maul, just to show off the differences, but hey, whatever. Here we go. There's the head. No back printing, of course, because it doesn't need to be there. And I had mentioned this before in 7101 Lightsaber Duel, that I had been building the little speeder bike all wrong. The slope has always been in the wrong spot. I've always been building it like that instead of like that. So, oops. And come on. Work with me here. There we go. And you know, I also don't have anything near me. Oh well. You can use this old head, and you can place the new horn pieces on it, and it actually looks better than some of the new ones, even, because the new ones, they don't get all the details in on the face. This one gets all the details in on the face. And I have him with his lightsaber out, because I mean, this one, it's one of those sets where it's like, okay, it doesn't do anything in the movie, so it's just going to be sitting there being displayed on its own. Our other minifigures are these probe droids. So no detail on them whatsoever, just a simple black head with an antenna on top. And I have added in these transparent chalice pieces on it to make them float. They do not come in the set. So yeah, you only get the probes. Yeah, and you get all three of them. You get all three probes, but you don't get anything to really prop them up with. So today you absolutely would. But yeah, I actually used to have them only floating in on these little studs, and that's not accurate at all. This gets it somewhat close to the height that they should be for a minifigure. So it's better, and I learned that you could put like studs and also like any sort of connection that is a normal thing like that onto chalice through the Rebel Hoth base, whatever, man, the Hoth base from 2007. That is actually 7666.
It's a trap!
Oh my. That set, so, you know, I learned that technique from that set, so pretty cool. And that's it for this. Let's take it off. We'll do that too. One of the big features on this set is that there is a big old thing, there's a big old hatch, and you can fit the lightsaber, you can take it apart, fit it in there, and all your probe droids come flying in, they go in there. But that's not all that important. So we'll just do that. We'll leave it closed. I have no idea if any of that was in frame or not. So just so we absolutely are certain this time.
Everybody got that?
There we go. And it can do that. The ship can break in half if you want. Let's talk about this. There's random blue on here. There doesn't need to be blue on here, but I like it. It adds some nice pops of color to it. And it's not like so egregious to where, you know, it's like, oh no, there's blue on it. It can't possibly be stealthy anymore. You know. Got some nice little details right there. Using a megaphone and the big bar brick piece. A thing used for pod racers and the guns on the X-Wing and stuff like that, but in black. And yeah, I mean, like this ship, I mean, it's very narrow. So the most sloping you get is just like slight building upon slopes. Like a very, very, very shallow slope. And then, of course, here we can't just have like a straight line. Like the parts just don't exist at this time. So we're doing straight, slight jog over, straight, slight jog over, straight, slight jog over. I think it works. I know some people are going to be like, oh no, it doesn't look good. I was like, whatever, man. It's an old set. Checking out this section. More parts to come apart in parts. And I had actually forgotten that these two parts. You can tell by the dust that these parts have been here longer than these ones have been on here, because I guess when I was going through and rebuilding sets, I put them on this half, forgot them on this half, and then I was like, I can't find where these go in the instructions, and so then I just threw them away. I threw them in. Well, I didn't throw them away. I threw them in the like random parts bin. But they are now back where they are supposed to be. Little cockpit, little print part right here. Obviously, the wings can open up. We can shove that back on there real quick. This is what it looks like when it's in like actual fly mode. Yay! I've actually never really played with the set. I've always just had it on display. I always found it more interesting to be landed, because that's all it ever really does in the movie. And then have Darth Maul riding in front on his little speeder bike, ready to go down that like giant cliff. Darth Maul is so cool. Awesome. I'm so awesome. So yeah, we'll take this off just to make it a little easier to see things. Less shadows getting in the way. Big giant printed piece right here. I love it. This flips up. That folds down. You can take Darth Maul, slide him in there like that, close it up. So that's pretty cool that you can store everything into the set. But I don't. I have it all out on display to get dust covering it, you know. Oh no. That is the one con to this set. I gotta say, the landing gear is really not that great. It's just more of these giant spool pieces, or like big giant piston parts. I really don't know what these things are called, but yeah, like these things, they're just they're not as stable as they could be. So yeah, I mean, like that's really the set. There again, I mean, I feel like I keep doing the same thing for all of these sets, but it's like, hey, you know, here are the things, and that's it. Because I mean, it is kind of bare bones. There's not a ton of flick fire missiles. There aren't like moving parts for landing gear. The closest you get is that you can open it up and store everything inside, and you can flip open the wings, which I'm not asking for a lot, you know. But we're pretty close here. There we go. And of course, the neighbors are starting up their motorcycle and making noise, like ah. But you know, here's the back. Darth Maul's building his set, and you know the probe droids are just sitting there doing nothing. But I wanted to point out the fun little comic you get in the back of the instructions. So here we go. We got Darth Maul. He's ready to head back to his ship, but his ship's gone. Like, what happened? He follows a trail, and lo and behold, it's Jawas. Jawas have stolen his ship. They've ripped it to shreds, and he's super not happy about it. So he builds a speeder out of the parts that he does not have to chase them down. And when he finally gets up to them, he's going to start shooting at them. But they don't do that. He decides to jump out and yell at them, and then they're like, no, here, you can have the pieces back, surprise. And then he builds a lightsaber, and you're like, oh man,
this is where the fun begins.
And no, he just slices open the bag and builds a different ship other than his actual ship.
This is unacceptable.
So thank you, motorcycle, for your ambiance. Oh, sounds like he's coming back. Yep. This guy, he just like runs up and down the street with his motorcycle because he's working on it. But you know, he's running up and down a neighborhood at like 50 miles an hour. It's a 25, like it's a residential zone, you guys. So yeah. Although I imagine Darth Maul would be the same. He'd just be like running his motorcycle around everywhere and be like, I'm gonna kill you. Do you mind? Please stop it. Alright, so anyway, this has been MC Lego Boy with 7151 Sith Infiltrator. Up next will be 7161 Gungan Sub. See you guys.